Alright. Just make sure all the usual stuff is working. Yeah, looks like we're good to go. Alright. Just get right back into it, I reckon. Pick up right where we left off. So we're in the Otherworld Hospital at the moment, and we need to find the way out. The common objective of every survival horror is to get yourself out of the horrible situation you put yourself in. Alright, and you'll notice that, yeah, the nurses are, actively possessed by these sort of larval creatures. I think the game calls them larval stalkers, I think is the actual term for it. And what we want to do is we want to get a number of tablets, because we need those to unlock a door in the hospital, as we often do. And again, in survival horror, we often need to gather all kinds of random crap. And I think, as we discussed last time, Harry is going to collect as much of that random crap as possible. So it's been a while since I've played this, so I'm just taking it pretty slow. I'm trying to soak in the atmosphere again, because this game really does do something special still with the atmosphere. It's probably still the scariest game in the series, to be honest. Though I was pretty freaked out the first time I played 4. Though I don't know, maybe 4 has slightly diminishing returns, and this one sort of keeps its staying power. But I've also played 4 a lot more than I've played the first one. I played 4 over and over and over again. And I've been playing a lot of it recently too, because there's a video coming soon on Silent Hill 4 from me. Whether it comes out on Christmas or whether it comes out on New Year's Eve, that's a question that only my schedule and my energy levels can decide. But I'm excited about the script I've written, and yeah, I'm just really excited to share it with everyone, and really to sort of round out this year, because I think this year it's been my first proper attempt at actually running the channel beyond it just being whenever I get a spare moment. It was the upkeep of the channel this year has been like an active goal of mine, rather than just something that I can do idly, I guess. I suppose I was still running it in a pretty dedicated fashion when I was uploading all the soundtracks and all the doing character analysis stuff. But I've made a seriously concerted effort to ensure that I was outputting stuff on a regular basis, and just getting a lot of practice, at streaming and everything like that. And I'm really proud of what I've achieved this year in regards to the channel, and just really grateful in general. Oh, I heard something. I do love these sorts of fake out, like you hear a noise, but nothing actually happens in response to it. Just meant to give you a wee sort of moment of uncertainty, make you jump a wee bit, which, is the way things should be done. Empty birdcage, okay. Just got to keep the player on their toes. It's not every scare has to be a scare, but there's also, you can go too far in the other direction, right? I'm sort of reminded of, in terms of video games, I seem to recall the Until Dawn developers, Supermassive Games. I feel like they're a really big fan of the hours and hours of fake out sort of jump scares. And that's not, that's not necessarily a bad thing either. Because you do need some of that. You do need to set the stakes. And a lot of classic horror films, obviously, they're using the language of those films to make those games. But sometimes, I don't know, because it's in a game format, it goes on for a bit too long, so I start to get a bit tired of it. Okay, so let's explore the other floors of the Otherworld. Except I can't go upstairs. I should have remembered that from last time. We're on the 3rd floor, because the 4th floor was imaginary. So we're going to go back down to the 2nd floor instead and see what we can see. You note that they take quite a lot of ammo to defeat. And I do like that you can hear them just walking around by themselves. The Grim Reaper's List. Lydia Findlay, Trevor F. White, Albert Lords, Roberta T. Morgan, Edward C. Briggs. That's a, charming thing to have up around a hospital. I suppose the staff around here aren't really that motivated to keep patients alive, given that they're wandering around with knives and actively trying to stab me, but that's alright. I must have just gone to a different med school than the doctors I normally see. What do we got? Lighter. Cool. Do you have anything to say about the gurney? No, he doesn't. Yeah, it's such an interesting game in that, I think somewhat correctly it's sort of been, Silent Hill 2 has obviously been identified as the entry in the franchise with the greatest sticking power, and that's down to a lot of factors. There's a lot of really cool stuff that it does. Just gonna feed the tentacle here the blood. Hopefully I'm close enough. You really get the sense that this is an actual living organism, just by the sounds that it's making. Grab the plate of the Hatter. And we'll keep on moving. But yeah, it's interesting in that, Silent Hill 2 is obviously, it's the Silent Hill game that everyone knows. I mean, that it's also the one that sort of codified Silent Hill itself, in some ways. In terms of the monster designs and whatnot, that was where sort of Silent Hill became Silent Hill, right? But this game is still, not only does it still have a lot to offer, it's still inspiring the looks of countless sort of PS1, PSX remake, or sort of, what do they call them? Retro, but instead of an O, it's an AUX. It's sort of faux retro. And they're chasing after this exact look that Silent Hill 1 sort of helped to codify. The rust and the blood is a favourite of so many developers, and just the very small draw distance, obviously. Very effective method of creating tension, as it turns out, still today. So we got clouds flying over a hill, sky on a sunny day, tangerines that are bitter, lucky 4-leaf clover, violets in the garden, dandelions along a path, unavoidable sleeping time, liquid flying from a slashed wrist. So basically, what we're expected to do in this puzzle is really get the colors in order. So it just described a bunch of things, and we've been picking up tiles, and each of these tiles corresponds to a color, but we still need a screwdriver, I think, to get that other panel off the wall. So we're gonna do that. How many bullets? Still got loads of bullets left for now, but I don't want to go into the next section without bullets, because the next section introduces enemies called rompers, and well, I'd probably prefer to run away from them, to be perfectly honest, because they're really fast and they do a lot of damage, and they also have a lot of health, and they appear in increasing numbers, especially in the resort section of the game. There's the Doctor variant. I think they've got slightly more health. Yeah, the sounds they make, in particular, are pretty creepy. Knock is jammed. So yeah, just keep looking around, see what we can find. Do the usual sweep of the building. So yeah, the rompers, I remember the first time I played this game, they were seriously like quite scary enemies just because of how quickly they moved. And almost, that's enough, you know, in a classic survival horror where you're sort of managing clunky combat and movement speeds. Sound is heard from beyond the door. Okay, but it's locked, so we're not going to be able to find out what that is just yet. Do I have the map? Yeah. Just didn't have the map for the 4th floor because that didn't exist. Okay. Maybe our room's going to enter here. These ones. Let's see what we can get from here, if anything. I love just how sort of almost absent-mindedly malevolent some of these rooms are. You know, it has nothing in it, nothing of any value, but it's got just this horrible noise playing in it, and you know that's enough to distinguish it, to sort of make you remember it. It's really amazing. Just space in general, really amazing, right? And you get these, you know, just these great noises again. Like you don't know what they are. You don't know where they're coming from. You just know that the game is sort of messing with you, but you can never tell when a sound is sort of a fake out noise or not. And that's the beauty of a good horror game. It's so rare that a game will be able to pull off horror without sound. The games that do, like, really amazing. The one off the top of my head I can think of, you know, the fact that we still get a really similar sense of dread from Hyper PT, which was the HyperCard remake of PT that I talked about. Managed to pull off this really uncomfortable feeling, even without any sound effects. But personally, for me, yeah, like sound is quintessential to a good horror experience, because you know I love to play with the headphones on and the sound way up, as I'm doing now, and you know play nice and close to the screen as well, sort of no escape from it. And it's that just feeling of immersion through ambient noise that keeps people coming back to these games just in general. And even if they're coming back to them on YouTube and in the form of like ambience videos, I think those are really special. You know, they're a way of cataloging the unique feeling of a game, and even how developers placed like stock sounds together to create something really amazing, and something that sticks with people or just calms people, you know. Like that's a good noise, right? Like the enemies in this game can't pursue you through doors, but it makes it sound like something new just came through the door. Again, just it's amazing just how good the sound design is, and how many like modern horror games just aren't able to quite sort of twig just how important sound is. Just lots of little random indie horror games that I'll play just don't quite seem to grasp just how integral it is, and just having wee sounds like that. You know, we did get a doctor that spawned outside the room again there, so that was probably what the noise actually was. And again, that's like reinforcing, like, can I trust my ears? Do I know that what I heard, like, isn't going to mean anything, or is it going to mean something? Oh wait, stop grabbing my shoulders. That's my nice jacket. Yeah, no sense wasting more ammo than is required. Let's reload here. Cool. Yes, alright. So this is, I think, the best melee weapon in the game. At least the best melee weapon you can get on the first playthrough. The fire hammer. He's very, very efficient with it. His combat stance with it is really something. I like his just, you know, legs wide, and then he just absolutely goes for it. It's a great weapon. I just think it's really fun to use. Obviously reminiscent of the big medieval maul that you can get in Silent Hill 3. But this one obviously has a bit more like purpose and legitimate like function. Just because it's something that you should reasonably be able to find in the modern day, in a modern location. So you can see it does a lot of damage and has a long range, but I was letting myself get a bit swarmed there by them. But it's still one of my favourite weapons in survival horror in general, to be honest. It's very satisfying to use, and the way he swings it is very entertaining, actually. There's a real sense of force, and there's also a real sort of uncomfortable sense, right? Particularly from these enemies. You might be able to see, you might not. But you know, these are just like people, and these are people that have been infected by these parasites and are being, you know, sort of like zombies, I guess, but more visibly, recognizably human without any mutations beyond this thing that's like protruding from their back. It's pretty, you know, it's a pretty memorable thing to do, to sort of have to fight these creatures. They're not necessarily monsters. They're sort of something else. Or if they are monsters, then they're people that are sort of too far gone that we have to fight, and that's violence that we have to really live with, sort of reconcile with. Back to the first floor instead, maybe. It's probably the smarter idea. And I'll take the stairs again. And I think in part that's where Vincent's line in Silent Hill 3, I think that's partly where it gets its power, you know. I'm going to raid this vending machine. Is there anything in this one? No. I do like that little touch that you can steal health drinks from the vending machine. I think it's a really nice touch. Okay, so yeah, if we just go back up the stairs, which is this way. But yeah, Vincent's line, you know, they look like monsters to you, sort of connects to this idea. And I know there's definitely been some fun poked at Harry's willingness to sort of kill these creatures, but or these people, these doctors and nurses that have been infected by the parasite. But it's still a really effective juxtaposition, I think, versus all the sort of weird enemies that you fought up until now. Now you're fighting something really distinctly human. I mean, particularly in the American version of the game, where you don't get quite the same effect from the skull enemies, in my opinion. But it still works. So we got clouds, so that's grey, right, or white. Sky, so blue, orange, green, pink. Right, okay, so what do we have? Blue, orange, green, pink. So did I have any of those colors? Blue, up here, orange, and then green, and then was it yellow next? And I think the red of the blood was the last one, which is pretty fitting for Silent Hill, but of course it also just goes around in a circle. And we've got just the orders symbol there. Alright. Yeah, that's I love this sort of the double swing there. He's just got such this unbridled confidence. But there's something very disturbing about it, right? Like, at first it sort of looks like these creatures, like they don't want to come any closer, sort of staggering, and then they pick up into a run, almost like they don't want to be doing what they're being forced to do. But therein sort of lies the difficulty of presenting a survival horror game. Because monster theory, I remember when I first learned about it, really opened my eyes as to, how monsters are used as a feature, I guess, or a moral, or just used as metaphors or allegories for out groups, for one, for people who who the storyteller wants to be othered, for instance. But just in general, like how monsters can sort of be perceived as human, and what human features we give monsters, like how that matters, and just making an enemy in a game that can be killed in this really horrible way, that is basically just a human. Like, it's really hard to tell from the front that they're possessed. They look creepy, they make creepy noises, but it is really hard to tell. What did I get? So I got disinfecting alcohol, the lighter. Okay. I need anything else? So anywhere... Where haven't I been? I didn't go into the operating room. Or the operating prep room. That was this one, right? Yeah. If the radio's going off. I really vividly remember these rooms as well. They're so just strange. Just these like little walkways over this total abyss. Ow. Just so interesting. Just how each room, just in itself, differentiates itself from the others. You can just see the sort of yawning abyss, and just this really haunting visual, really, of the nurse struggling to reach me. Almost, you could interpret it as not wanting to reach me, just trying to fight the control. I'm not sure if there's any difference between the green and the blue nurses, whether one has more health or not. I'm not sure. Alright, basement storeroom key. So now we're going to go back down to the basement. Isn't this great combat track as well? Really driving, really rhythmic. I like it a lot. Alright, so if we come back through here, and then make our way back to this. Now, if we go to the elevator, that'll be easier. Because the elevator's working to the basement. Just took it up there before. So yeah, sort of been reflecting really on what I should play next year on stream. I got so many ideas for video essays, it's not even funny. It's just this huge document. Just to sort of like, oh, I could talk about this, or this game's great, I could talk about that. There's so many good games out there, and so many different angles that I can attack them from, you know. It sort of feels like I could spend my entire life talking just about like a couple of really specific games, and just going real deep into them and replaying them. But I don't want to necessarily do that. Pathologic obviously might be the exception to the rule. Maybe the Void as well, if I can ever be brave enough to play it on stream. I think that would be cool. But yeah, there's so many games that I want to talk about. Yeah, I'm hoping that next year and for many years to come that I'll have the time to do it, because yeah, I'm so looking forward to just writing all this stuff and sharing it with people, because it's really joyous just being able to see everyone's reactions and sort of hear from people about their own personal experiences with the game. I've really found that it's something special. I feel, yeah, it's really nice to have people sharing their thoughts about the video essays and whatnot with me. Yeah, really lovely. So hallway under the grate. Can't move it since the vines have grown around it. I think if we pour the chemical on it, right? If we pour the chemical on it, that'll make it flammable. Or inflammable, right? Inflammable means flammable? What a country. Classic. Never go wrong with The Simpsons, can you? Alright. So, now we can descend into the basement. And really get this great shot here. You know, still like controllable, but just as the camera like just pans back towards the player, just sort of leaving Harry like almost just stranded at the end of this corridor. And of course, more enemies. Never ends, does it? Okay, now the green ones must have slightly more health, I think. No, I don't know. Well, the blue one took 2. Felt like the green one. If I go 2, is that? Yeah. So that the green ones must have slightly more health. Okay. Even more enemies. How much health do I have? I'm still fine. I don't know if that grab move actually does anything. I really don't. It sort of feels like it should, but I guess they're holding me in place to stab me, which actually does quite a bit of damage. But if they both decide to grab me, then it's like basically a useless move. Yeah, I guess. Okay, I guess I'm finally figuring some stuff out about the enemies, so that's nice. And then we've just got these really horrible rooms, just these featureless cells, and you just get this sound of like smashing glass in this one, for instance. And it's so I've turned my headphones up so loud, so that's so loud in my ear. But it's really something special, having just these horrible rooms. Like, it really makes you question, like, what is this for? You really start to ask some serious questions about the hospital, which is what the game is trying to imply, is that why would a hospital have these basement cells? What on earth do they need these for? And as it's revealed, Um, this is where Alessa ends up for quite some time, just continuing to incubate the god, basically. Been a while since we've heard his voice. What's this?
Looks like someone's been here.
There's Alessa, yeah. Alessa. And then obviously we get the callback in Silent Hill 3 when we enter this exact room as Heather, and that's where we learn about the importance of Harry's amulet as well. Alright, so I think we want to go back up if we can. I don't think there's anything else we need to do in here. I can't remember where we play the videotape actually, but I don't know why I thought I'd be able to play it on there. Can I pick up any of these? No, those aren't health drinks. I was optimistic. Alrighty. So yeah, I think if we just head back up, you don't have the map. Lock is jammed. There's a wheelchair down here. So yeah, you sort of really get a sense for how deeply the cult baked itself into Silent Hill, and sort of how many friends it had in high places, so it were that they were able to arrange this kind of treatment, this kind of abuse. And it always, like, I get it, and on the one hand, why people don't like the cult stuff, because I think, I don't know, when you're dealing with a cult, maybe sort of people feel like they bring their own real world ideas of sort of how a cult should operate, and maybe they sort of feel, well, no, I know how this should work and whatnot, and at least cults are human, we can understand a cult. So I'm wondering if that's what it is. But I feel like some people have sort of voiced like confusion, like, oh, the cult story is sort of too, like, it's too out there, it's too weird. But I always felt it was actually one of the most well done and sort of down to earth sort of representations of a cult, as far as I'm concerned, in video games, especially when you take all 4 of the original games together. Really something very special about it. So we can go into the examination room now, and I think we get a cutscene in here because we're gonna meet somebody. I meet Lisa. And I might be wrong, but that might be concept art of her on the wall behind her. But I might be wrong about that.
Finally, someone else who's okay.
Who are you?
My name's Lisa Garland. What's yours?
Harry Mason.
Harry, tell me what's happening here. Where is everybody? I must have gotten knocked out. When I came to, everyone was gone. It's awful.
So you don't know anything either. Great. I just don't get it. It's like this is all some kind of bad dream.
Yeah, a living nightmare.
Let me ask you, have you seen a little girl around here? Short, black hair, 7 years old?
A 7-year-old girl. What, she's your daughter?
Yes.
A 7-year-old girl. I can't say that I have. I was unconscious all this time.
I like that she's really got to think about
I'm
that
sorry.
question.
That's all right. Do you know anything about all that weird stuff in the basement?
Actually, I really love the voice acting in this game. It's so
Why?
good.
Is there something down there?
You don't know? Don't you work here?
We're under strict orders never to enter the basement storeroom. So I really don't know. What did you say was down there?
Well, it's... Damn! My head.
Just a minute, we're
What's
gonna
wrong?
get some answers.
Harry? Harry, let me help you. Harry?
Was I dreaming?
You were
This
too
great
late.
music as well.
It's you.
Yes, Dahlia Gillespie.
Tell me everything you know. What's going on?
Darkness. The town is being devoured by darkness. Strength must overcome petty desire, childish sleep talk. I knew this day would come.
What are you talking about? I don't understand a word of this.
Believe the evidence of your eyes. The other church in this town, that is your destination. This is beyond my abilities. Only you can stop it now. Have you not seen the crest marked on the ground all over town?
So that's what I saw in the schoolyard. What does it mean?
It is the mark of Samael.
Yeah, you can trust her.
Don't let it be completed.
Hey, wait!
More cryptic nonsense. Thanks, really cleared everything up there, Dahlia. Yeah, really appreciate it. Not that I was expecting anything else, but that's fine. Nothing helpful, yeah. That about sums it up. Nothing helpful. So yeah, she's telling obvious lies. The seal, I'm pretty sure, is actually meant to be protecting the town rather than causing its destruction. Just gonna check, make sure I didn't miss anything. It's so surreal. I can tell you, it's so surreal playing through this after having played through Silent Hill Origins again this year, and just sort of recognizing like all the bits that in Silent Hill Origins, you know, that you're expected to sort of point and go, I remember that, you know. It's the hospital. It's the same layout and everything. But I don't know. I just sort of get this real sense of like, in Silent Hill Origins, just misunderstood everything, which is a real shame because Travis as a protagonist, he had some potential, you know. he had something, all right. He was an interesting bloke. All right. So I'm just gonna try and run away from these dogs. Not a fan. All right. So we get some more just great sound effects. This game is just nothing but great sound effects. Just back to back to back. Just everything, every sound in this game is just perfect. Alright, there are the rompers. So you can see how quick they are, and they're pretty creepy too. Sort of like big ape men sort of creatures. If I remember correctly, it's like antique stores like around here somewhere, right? Yeah, antique. If we just keep going this way, there's no point fighting the rompers. Obviously, we don't get anything from killing any of the enemies, and if we can outrun them, then all the better for it, I think. But yeah, you just in general, it's almost senseless to fight them. They're sort of too hard to kill. Alright, so the antique shop. So I think we might have tried to go in here before, but we didn't have the key. So yep, we can go in here now, and we're gonna see Sybil again. And again, just like, isn't this just like a great? It's just a great room. The camera angles are set up just so fantastically. Can I use the? No, right. I forgot. We used up the lighter. I guess he sort of decided. Well, we burned the vines. What more use are we gonna have for fire around here? So we'll save again. So I think these kinds of spaces are the ones really that fascinate me the most. Just these sort of totally quiet, totally abandoned spaces. I think there's just something really special about them in horror games when the game lets you stop and just maneuver through a space. Like, because we've had these, great sound effects sort of barraging us, making us feel really uncomfortable. And then you sort of have rooms like this that let you reset. And the game isn't telling you how to feel even with sort of uplifting or melancholic music cues, which is also a great technique, but in this particular instance it's just total silence. And you're at once sort of put maybe at ease, well, at least the sounds aren't playing anymore, but you're also like, why is it this silent? Something weird is happening. So, trace on the floor, somebody move the cabinet. Do I want to push it? Heck yes. Push the cabinet. Surprise, surprise.
What's this?
Harry!
Sybil?
I'm glad you're okay. I shouldn't have left you. Things are worse than I thought.
This is Fear of the Dark, this song,
Nuts.
I think. Great. Fantastic song as well.
What are you doing here? I thought you left town.
I saw you go in here, so I followed you. I couldn't get out. All the roads out of town are blocked. Cars have completely stopped running. The phones and radios are still out too.
What about my daughter? Did you see her?
I did see a girl.
Was it Cheryl?
I only caught a glimpse of her through the fog. I went after her, but she vanished.
That sounds familiar.
I don't know about your daughter, but
And you just let her go? Where was it?
on Bachman Road, she was heading towards the lake. Now don't get excited. It wasn't like she ran off exactly. There was no place for her to go. The road has been obliterated.
What? So then Cheryl...
It was like she was walking on thin air. What about you? Anything?
Yeah, I met this bizarre woman. Her name's Dahlia Gillespie. Do you know her?
Dahlia Gillespie. No.
I love the sort of...
And?
Both Lisa and Sybil have
She said
done
something
that.
about the town being
It's like,
devoured by darkness.
they sound like they're going to know something, and then they're just like, no, I've
Gibberish
not
like
seen
that.
them.
Any idea what it means?
Darkness devouring the town. Must be on drugs.
What?
They sell them to the tourists.
I know that
Or still can't figure out who's behind
I
it.
know they're trying to link in the drugs here, but like
None of our leads have panned out.
you just saw someone walking on thin air.
Investigation is stalled.
What could drug trafficking have to do with all this?
Yeah, Sybil, come on. Like,
I really don't know. But maybe that's the darkness she was talking about. That's all I can think of. What's this?
Just discovered it. Maybe there's something back there.
Let's have a look.
Wait.
an accurate detective simulator, 99% of the
Don't know
people
what's
you
back.
ask have no idea what's going on. That's true.
I'm a cop. I should go.
No, I'm going.
And the 1% who does know are actively lying
Cover
to
you
you.
from here. Be careful. If anything looks fishy, get back here on the double.
What hasn't
Okay.
looked fishy in this town, Sybil?
Sybil,
Yeah?
do you know anything about... well, like some other world? It's like some kind of bad dream.
What are you talking about?
I'm not quite sure. I try to make sense of it, but then my mind goes blank. Everything's dark there, and I hear sirens in the distance. I met this nurse, Lisa. It's like I was there,
It's a good lesson.
but not really. It's all a blur, like some kind of hallucination, you know?
I have no idea what you're talking about, Harry.
Very helpful.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was just wondering. Never mind.
Lover's disappointed noises, just his sighs. He's sort of, oh.
You're tired.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, probably tired, but not necessarily the cause of the delusions. Alright. Another really great ambient track here. Sort of feels spiritual in essence. Which, you know,
What's
fits.
this? Some kind of altar. Never seen anything like this before. Maybe this is the other church.
Some kind of powder is left in the chalice. There's an axe. Take it, yes. Is there anything else here? Looks like an altar. I wonder what they worship. Can only be good things in this town. The lock is jammed. This door can't be opened. Anything else we can do in here? I'll go back.
What the?
Oops. Someone must have left the gas on.
Harry? Are you okay?
Yep, doing great, thanks.
Harry? Harry?
And there's sort of, you know, we get the distinction that he's transferred to a different world indeed. That she can't see where he's gone.
Where am I?
Harry.
Lisa? Then I'm in the hospital?
You were having a bad dream.
Was I? Hey, you don't look too good. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Nothing you need to worry about.
Well, if you're sure. Lisa, do you know a woman named Dahlia Gillespie?
Oh yeah, that crazy Gillespie lady. She's kind of famous around here. She never sees anybody, so I don't know that much about her. But I heard her kid died in a fire, and supposedly she's been crazy ever since.
And she was crazy beforehand as well.
Well, she says the town is being devoured by the darkness. Do you have any idea what she's talking about?
The town devoured by the darkness. Yes, I think I do. Before this place was turned into a resort,
Sort of finally get some answers here, I think.
people here were on the quiet side. Everybody followed some kind of queer religion. Weird occult stuff. Black magic, that kind of thing.
Yeah, what are the odds, right?
As young people moved
Thanks,
away,
Lisa.
the people figured they'd been summoned by the gods. Evidently, things like that used to happen around here all the time. Before the resort, there really wasn't anything else out here. Everyone was so flipped out, you gotta blame it on something. Then a lot of new people came in and everybody clammed up about it.
A cult?
Last time I heard anything about it was, gosh, years ago. When several people connected with developing the town died in accidents. People said it was a curse. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm rambling. I'll shut up.
No, you're the first helpful person I've met.
Was that another dream?
I love this, yeah.
Did I pass out again?
It is one of my favourite things in horror to sort of play with reality like that. If anyone's read the short story, was it 1408, or watched the film 1408, where that guy goes to stay in the haunted, really cursed apartment room. That's exactly what that sort of layering thing reminds me of. Are there any other roads? Lisa would probably know. Got to find a way to the lake, so that's where we know that Cheryl was going. And here, we've got the classic Silent Hill, just see bodies hanging on the wall. Not subtle about its horror when it needs to be. But yeah, the sort of like toying with what reality is our reality. It really calls to mind, at least in a sense, these sort of things that Baudrillard talked about, the ever more relevant idea of the hyper real, where we can't distinguish. Where he sort of argues that a failure of the human mind is its inability to comprehend what is a simulation and what is actually reality, that we can't distinguish between the two. And yeah, that sounds like a fantastic horror experience. That worst drinking experience when we wake up in my bed in a dream over and over again until I actually woke up. Yeah, I think there's a Lemmy Show sketch about that sort of both plays it for laughs and creates sort of existential dread out of it, of just sort of not knowing when you're going to actually wake up. I can't say I remember having a dream like that, but I don't really remember my dreams. I remember some of them, but not for very long. They sort of fade quite quickly for me, which is unfortunate because I'm sure there's so much good inspiration in there for horror stories.
Cheryl!
Trying my best here, going as quick as I can. Yeah, really good sequence that. And then yeah, the red symbol flashing and Cheryl or Les's face together. Yeah. But no, it's, you know, the whole, like, it was all a dream thing is annoying, but when the story is playing with reality for psychological reasons, then it becomes justified and interesting, I think. It happened a solid handful of times before I actually woke up, and it was weird because there was other dream stuff happening in between each wake up. Yeah, that's so interesting. I wonder what triggers the mind to do those kinds of things. Like where the impulse comes from, dreaming wise, to sort of even just have a dream like that about waking up. I'm sure some psychologist would be able to answer, but all I can tell you is that, you know, fantastic horror story you got there. It would be really cool. I was actually thinking about you know, making a horror game to do with dreams and that kind of thing. Yeah, I was brainstorming it today actually. So much cool stuff I want to do. So much I want to do. So many video essays. So many like stories I want to write. Just not enough time in the damn day, but I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna put out lots of cool stuff again next year. I'm really excited to do that. Okay, I gotta beat the larvae, this worm thing here. I can't remember what this creature's called. Had to do with a bit of drink, kept me on the edge between the dream and waking realms. The drink probably definitely had something to do with it, but as to sort of why the chemicals caused that reaction in your imagination and your subconscious in the first place. Just a fascinating thing to consider. I've got quite a few supplies, so I'm probably going to waste them all on this, because apparently I'm terrible at fighting this thing. We just run around like a bit of a lunatic, right? Shoot it from a distance. And try the hunting rifle. Alright, we got him. Or we thought we got him. In actuality, he's going to evolve. I'm gonna fight them again very shortly, but in a much different setting than the sandy mall for whatever reason. Well, I guess it's dirt. Probably makes more sense. Yeah, the horror associated with altered headspace is some of my favorite. I would really like to make a game that plays on that and plays on it effectively. That's sort of my you know, is the dream. It's just, yeah, like, it's sort of tricky finding the time to do it. Yeah, I didn't finish watching it. I enjoyed what I watched, but yeah, the idea of sort of losing yourself to the machines that you plug in. I mean, it really does work as not just a fun and scary allegory, but just as like a scary idea in itself. It's a great idea, and I know I didn't really get to play into it actually in the Cyberpunk 2020 campaign that I ran for some of my friends. But I ended up sort of playing into this idea of losing yourself in. I think it was a wee while ago, but I ran a Star Wars campaign for some friends, and in that one we sort of had this, you know, you had the classic sort of Sith Lord, like, corruptor going on. Where do I go again in this? I always get lost in this section. I gotta go back down this way. But there's sort of like this idea that you're being possessed, that something else is taking you over. There's a reason like ghost stories are so popular, and now that we have this technological analog to ghosts that we can justifiably imagine, it's pretty, you know, it's pretty frightening, really. That would be wild in VR. I think a cyber psychosis style game, you know, you just what did we talk about last time? You're the artist, you know, you gotta get to work on your 3D modeling or something. Yeah, no, I do plan to make a game at some stage. I'll just see when I get the time. And it's sort of, I was originally going to make something on Twine, but it really did, you know, what I was working on escaped Twine, basically. It's become too big for the text adventure platform I was coding it for, so it needs to be ported to something else. I need to figure out what exactly that's going to be. I think that was Indiana Jones up there, isn't it? Yeah. Got Indiana Jones from the Raiders of the Lost Ark up there on that poster. That is the question, whether the computer can run Blender is a true test in itself. I already out of ammo. Mac laptop, having doubts, yeah. You can hope though, you can dream. Crash landing. Alright, where do I go from here again? Is it back up Sagan Street? And then this way? But yeah, you know, like MS Paint Horror, nice. That works too, you know. That's a special kind of, what is it? What's that game called? That one that sort of took off a while back. Baldi's Basics. That looks like it was made in Microsoft Paint, you know. And a lot of people find that game scary, right? I guess. I don't know. Wasn't for me personally, but some people found it pretty affecting. Alright, back up this way. And we're gonna fight the evolved version of the grub. Ow. Jerk. That was uncalled for. Although, what do we need to do to summon the grub? Do we need to go into the... You missed this time. Lock is jammed. Yeah, what do we need to do again? Maybe I'm not... Maybe I've forgotten a step. What did I forget? Yeah, that was a weird one, right? I remember... I guess, I don't know. Right, children, yeah. Which, you know, yeah, that's fair. I guess most of the confusion for me sort of... It comes when you sort of see these... I guess other YouTubers, I suppose you'd say, yeah, wailing and screaming. I don't know. It's always funny to me in a way. There are some games where that's, you know, like I can see, you know, oh, that would be justified, but I never, yeah. Baldi's Basics was not one of them.
Harry!
Yeah, I'm back.
Glad you're okay.
I love the
Thank
excitement
God
that you can
came
see in her
back.
face.
I was scared to be here all alone.
I'm here now. I was worried too. I'm real happy to see you. Lisa, can you tell me how to get to the lake?
The lake? You take Bachman Road.
The road's blocked.
Slender's another weird one
That's
too,
the
and
only way out there.
Are you sure? There's gotta be another way.
Wait! I just remembered something.
what?
What?
There's a waterworks over by my old elementary school. It's been abandoned for years. There's an underground tunnel out there used for inspections or something. I remember hearing it runs all the way to the lake.
Really? You think I can get to the lake from there?
I've never been down in there myself, so I'm not positive. Besides, it's all fenced off to keep people out.
If there's a chance, I've got to try.
Harry, don't go! I don't want to be alone. It's so scary, I can't stand it.
How about coming with me? This may not be the safest place in the world either. I can't promise you anything, but I'll do my best to protect you.
No, somehow I feel I'm not supposed to leave this place.
Oh, Harry, I'm so scared. I'm cold.
Look, just wait here a little longer. I'll be back as soon as I find my daughter.
Harry?
He just leaves. How rude. Yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I thought Baldi's was pretty fun, you know. But it wasn't scary. But it was fun. Slender, I just found. I don't know. I guess I just found it kind of tedious. So I didn't play them all. I just played the was it the first one? I don't even know anymore. I can't remember the version I played. I just remember I wasn't exactly taken with it. It seemed very one note to me. Alright, now we go up here, that's right, okay. Okay, I'm ready now. Time for my big reveal. The float stinger. And I'm out of ammo for that too. So this was why the bullets were so important. So you can tell it's still the same creature because it spits the same acid stuff at you. I think it's really clever. I don't even think I got it the first time I played through the game. I sort of didn't recognize that it was the adult version of the thing we just fought before. I should have, but it took me way too long to put two and two together. Oh, got cocky there. Played Slender as intended. Late at night in a dark room, 12 years old. Chock full of creepypasta video priming. So it worked? Nice. I think it got me once or twice. But I was never really that impressed by by how repetitive the gameplay was and how little, well, to me anyway, it sort of felt like there's really little narrative payoff and narrative in the game. Even if it's sort of invisible beneath the surface, I didn't feel I got enough from Slender, like to sort of warrant me spending more time on it. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should give these things more of a fair go. But I hardly have any time to play anything these days. So it's either I pick something new and I sort of decide it. You're starting off with Pathologic. I did not. That's also fair. That's the problem when you play. You play too many good games, and you can't even enjoy the crummy ones anymore, as much as you used to. No, it's so interesting. You can still get enjoyment out of them, but you do sort of feel, I don't know, if you do return to the kinds of games like that, those games that you used to enjoy, and you play through it, and you're like, I was scared of this. How was I scared of this? This is child stuff. Yeah, it's so funny how time works and how we can sort of distance ourselves from what we used to find so frightening. Alright, so it helpfully teleported us all the way over there. This must be that waterworks Lisa was talking about. Here we go. It's locked. Dang. The lock is worn out. Maybe I ought to break it if I hit it hard. Hit it, eh? Yeah, shoot it. Used to be afraid of the beetle under the skin in the first Mummy movie. Now it just looks goofy. I feel like, like as children as well, we inherently give the things that we see on screen, like, sort of more credit, It's easier to sort of to not be so jaded about it and to sort of be like, wow, there's an actual beetle under that guy's skin in this movie. Like, oh, that's so disgusting. Like, how horrible. We buy into it way more easily when we're children, which I think is part of the reason people, it's like it's the nostalgic draw. It's so potent. I think it's this not a desire for things to be different, but for things to sort of stay the same, to have the same relevant impact that they had during these sort of formative periods. Why can't the game be as scary as the ones I used to play, sort of thing? And it's like, well, I don't know, maybe you've played the games that are going to have the scariest impact on you. I hate these guys because they don't set off the radio, and they're really fast, do a lot of damage. Just gonna try and avoid them. Just the under the skin part. So just the body horror part. I feel like there's a big difference between if there was just a beetle on screen and if the beetle was under the skin. That's a pretty big, that's a big jump. It has been such a long time since I've seen the first Mummy movie. I barely remember it. Other than the fact I liked it. I remember liking it. Which is a good way to remember a movie. Or anything really, just like, I don't remember much about it, but it was good, I remember that. I sort of hear the big insects, like they're sort of screaming or wailing. Yeah, it's an awesome movie. Part of me's like, oh, maybe I should... Always, whenever... This happens all the time. I'm like, oh, I should watch that again. I should play that again. And then I have to tell myself, no, don't you want new experiences? You gotta try new stuff. You can't keep doing the old stuff over and over again. Alright, sewer map. Just, the screaming of those monsters is just really just perfect. Just amazing. There's a sewer key. Alright. I wonder how much time, proportionately, I've spent complaining about how little time I have on stream. Just gotta, you know, at the end of my streaming career, I'll go back through everything, and, like, aggregate some absolutely useless stats. It's like, okay, I'm retiring. But just so you know, I did a lot of complaining. Yeah, I do like the fact that they can crawl on the ceiling. I don't like it, but it's a good enemy mechanic. I think they're called hanging scratches, these ones. If you get famous enough, people will do it for you for free. Well, I mean, that's the dream, right? It's just to have people just scrub through all the footage I make and just do random statistics on it, I guess. I don't know. I can't even really contemplate. No, I died for the first time. I can't really contemplate sort of becoming a big YouTuber. I don't know. I mean, on the one level, I'd like to. I definitely, like, I'm striving for success. That's what I'm doing. But just the thought of it is like, it's almost like alien. I don't know. It's so weird to think that I ever have the chance. But over the last year, like, this concerted effort, I went from less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube to, yeah, like, I think I'm pretty close to 2,200 right now. And for me, you know, like, that's big. I'm really proud of that, and I'm really just grateful for the support. I don't know how many followers I had on Twitch in 2022, but it was nowhere near 75. To have cracked 75, that's been the goal, like, all year. To have 75 followers, that's something really special, and I really appreciate that as well. Just, yeah, the success that I've had, just, yeah, like, awesome. Content speaks for itself, thank you. Just hasn't hit any major algorithms, no. And that's, you know, that's really the problem, is that we're all sort of at the whim of these giant algorithms to feed us stuff. And, you know, I've heard lots of stories, you know, like, once you start getting people subscribing, like, it's sort of like a snowball effect, you know, like, slowly, inevitably, like, I'm gonna get bigger and bigger, theoretically, as long as I keep putting out, like, the quality stuff, which I always plan to. I do not plan to change the way that I make my stuff. But yeah, like, it's tricky. Yeah, it's tricky. The only reason most people know about me is my pathologic stuff, 100%. And I've been trying to branch out a little bit, obviously. You know, lots of different playthroughs this year, lots of different video essays on different games, from sort of all over the show, but and planning to sort of be even more all over the show next year. Really branch out into some cool stuff, horror wise. But yeah, like, it's just it's both craft and a wee bit of luck. But rest assured that the graft part of it, I have no plans to stop working hard, to stop producing the content that yeah, like, I wanna produce. I just have fun making it. I have fun writing it. If people have fun watching it, that's just a bonus. Neo Scavenger playthrough win. Hey, yeah, it could happen. You never know. I'm actually, I'm actually playing through Fear and Hunger 2 right now, and I've been having just a blast with that game. I wrote a wee article on it, and just posted it. I posted it yesterday on my blog. It's just phenomenal. Such a good game. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Unless shotgun. Can I squeeze past this guy? Out of the way, please. Excuse me. Okay, there's no need for this level of violence. Getting low on bullets. I'm gonna equip the hammer again. It's such a it's such a good game. I do need to I get distracted. Like I need to play Fear and Hunger 1, but like I booted up 2 just to try it, and it gripped me from like the start. It had these wee quality of life features that I think maybe helped. But yeah, like I gotta play through them both like fully. Like thank you for it was you who recommended it. I remember. So thank you so much for bringing it up in the first place, because otherwise I wouldn't have known about it. And you can 100% expect some video essays from me on the topic, because I've just been like in terms of dreams, no joke, that was one of the few dreams that I could sort of coherently remember. I had a dream about Fear and Hunger, and I was like, okay, the last game I had a dream about was Pathologic, so this is something special. That's how you know. Apparently that's how I know. Once it worms its way into my subconscious, like, it's done, you know? There's no turning back. I'm obsessed. And that's what I love to see. I love to get recommendations, because there's probably like as much stuff as I have played and I have heard about. There's always gonna be more stuff that I just haven't heard of. And honestly, like a small like selfish part of me is like, this is the reason that I do this, is just to get more horror game recommendations, and you know, surely no one can blame me. Alright, this is a great sequence here. Reach down, sewer execute in the water, take it. I love that camera, another great camera angle there. It's like more, I need more, damn it. I need the horror itch to be scratched constantly. It's just, as you say, just a part of me now, yeah. Yeah, I think that desire, will just be with me until the day I die. And I've got no intention to try and get rid of it. Just want to indulge it all the way. That's a healthy way to live. Just horror all day, every day. If you get more, we get more. Exactly. Yeah. You give me more, I'm gonna give more back. So it's a win-win exactly for everybody. All right, we're out of here. I hate the sewers. Other than those noises are just fantastic. I really should use them for some ambience or something at some point. Alrighty, so we're in the resort area now. There's a wee side quest we can do, which we will do. Grab the resort map. Turn around. Yeah, so I ended up basing a wee town in a campaign I ran on this, specifically on this resort area section of the map. Just this like really small port town, and the players spent quite a while there. It's sort of like I modeled it tonally off of Silent Hill, and that it was like sort of crumbling a bit. Everyone in town sort of had no hope of leaving. It's all just a bit bleak. So yeah, I totally basically just ripped the essence of this map and was like, this is going straight into the campaign. This is going to work great. Yeah. Take careful aim. I love that dramatic push there. He didn't even really push him. Great
Are you
solid
okay?
kick. No, no urgency.
Yeah, I guess
Why
so.
would there be urgency? He's fine. Look at him.
But I'm beat.
Not a scratch
I
on
thought
him.
it was a goner there.
There's not a
So
scratch
how'd it
on
go?
you. You're fine.
Did you find a way out?
No, not yet. How about you?
Zip. But it's too soon to give up. This craziness can't go on forever. A military rescue squad should be here any time now.
Of course.
If they come through the town, we're home free.
I hope so.
I better get going. This isn't the time to stand around flapping our gums.
I don't know. You think you want to take like another
Do
couple
you know
minutes?
a girl called Alessa?
No.
Bold-faced liar. Just love that direct. Just nope. See ya. This is another space I really like. Kaufman must have dropped this. Looks like it's full of stuff. Kaufman key. Got a receipt. But yeah, this is another area I really like. I think just because of, again, like just like the antique shop, just how understated it is. Just how down to earth it all feels, how cozy it feels. But also, yeah, just how derelict it is as well. It's this is just a special game, and it really deserves to be remembered. It's so sad that it's not readily accessible. It should be. It's just a great crime that you can't just nip onto a digital storefront and buy this. It should be the easiest thing in the world, you'd imagine, but I guess, yeah, Konami just doesn't want to make it happen, which is really a huge shame. Got the receipt from the general store. So from Indian Runner 0473. So this area is just like loaded with enemies. It's kind of obscene. There's obviously like no point fighting them. But yeah, like the sheer like quantity of enemies is just nuts. What did I say? 0473? Yep. I love that the enemy's like just waiting. There's still no urgency there. Okay, so we can get some supplies from here. This is why media preservation is one of the most important things in the realm of content creation. Absolutely. I mean, honestly, that's how and why I got my start uploading stuff to YouTube. It was firstly for my own benefit, but secondly, yeah, to preserve like moments of sort of ambience in Pathologic and soundtracks in Pathologic and all this kind of stuff. And now that I'm doing these playthroughs, not only is it archiving a part of myself, it is archiving a game, you know, in a way, alongside countless, you know, all these other great playthroughs out there as well. But I'm making sure to be methodical and making sure to, yeah, like talk about what's special about each game, you know, and maybe what doesn't work too. But I want to be thorough. I want to show people. I want to preserve these games in whatever way I can. I'm just one channel, but yeah, really trying my best. It's all we can do, really, as long as we work together. That's why I enjoy your videos, because it's obvious that you care. Oh, thanks. Yeah, that's really nice. I really hope that comes across. I never want to be the guy that like puts out like 3 videos a week, and I don't care about any of them. You know, I want to be the person who's, you know, working on these scripts for a long time and make sure that they're right and make sure that they do justice to the game that people worked really hard on to make, and that many people will watch down the line, hopefully. I just want to make sure that I do right by everybody, and by a game that obviously has meant enough to me that I make a video about it. I don't want to become a, what do they call them, like content farms, content mills or whatever. That will never be me. I can promise you that. And no desire to just turn it into some kind of job. It should always be a passion project. It should always be fun, and it has been all year. I've been so grateful for it. Just really appreciate it. Just very humbling. Everyone who comments and chats like yourself. Really appreciate it. All right, August 20th. Harry was stuck on these words for a while. What did it mean? Who knows? He came by, handed over the package that the woman left here. September 12th. He showed up at Norman's too. Don't want to be involved with the likes of them anymore, but I'm getting creeped out even more than before. Thought of leaving town, but I'm afraid of what will happen if I do. We got the safe here. It's locked. Norman's grand opening. So 3 loaves of bread, 3 cartons of milk, 2 dozen eggs. Delivered at back door. Daily 8 AM. Rare entrance code 0886. I love the, instead of FedEx. What a twisted alternate universe this is. The depths of human depravity are laid bare in that extra Y. Rompers, I still find them really creepy. They're sort of like moonwalking apes or something. It's really, I don't know why they work so well for me, but they do. Still really great enemies. It's around the back of the motel, right? Which I think is this way. This is such a good area. I kind of wish it wasn't so stuffed full of enemies. Just enemies like absolutely everywhere. But cool. There we go. Because then we sort of get to appreciate it. But also, you know, it's like we're playing a survival horror game. You can't have your melancholy moments everywhere. HGA, you've got to calm down. Got to scale it back. Got to remember you're playing a game here. You're not the only one who's going to play it. Completely dead. Maybe it's broken. There's a newspaper. Are you going to read the newspaper or? Nope. There's a TV set. The power must be out. It doesn't work. Guest register. Nothing special written here. Nothing special. Oh, there's nothing special to you, Harry. Putting a lot of effort to the presentation here. Every room is distinct and interesting. Nothing special. This is a vending machine. It doesn't work. It's unlocked. So what we need to do is find what the Kaufman key works on, right? So we're going to check these. Check the rooms. Is it this way? Yes. The lock is jammed. Curses. Door can't be opened. Use the Kaufman key. In we go. Snooping time. It's not a creepy image on the wall at all. Do you want to push the shelf? Yes. Found many hidden things by doing this already in this one session. There's a crack. Something glints inside. The crack is too small to reach in. Must need a magnet or something. Health drink, take it. Now I just have to remember where to find the magnet. I think I missed something obvious in one of the rooms I've already been in, but we're just going to scan the rest of the area first. Can't remember if you can enter any of the other areas. I don't know, like, I really get this sort of sense of really profound, like, loss. Just wandering around this sort of, like, abandoned space that used to be, like, this sort of happy, and you can sort of imagine it being this really happy, bustling resort area, but, obviously it's nothing like that anymore. Oop. Go back in here. But you know, you can just sort of, it's really easy to imagine. Dead mall type vibe, yeah, exactly. But easy to imagine, you know, like all these sort of happy moments, happy families. I mean, that's what Harry was coming here to do in the first place. Yeah, it's all just, you know, you really sort of, time has moved on. But at the same time, also, what makes these video games so haunting is that, what makes horror so haunting is that you have this, these spaces that can seem abandoned and that stay the same for so long, like artificially, like no sort of nature interruption or whatnot. You know, that's all like handcrafted, digital, just sort of digital loss, basically. Really amazing. An old motorcycle. Looks like it's been sitting here for years. That's weird. Dust is wiped away just around the gas tank cap. Yeah. Can I take any of the tools? Batteries, oil cans. Things long abandoned. Can't remember. Do I have to stand on the other side and open the... I don't know if there is... I know I've got to be in here at some point, but I think I've still got to get the magnet first, right? So yeah, that's locked. Alright. What am I missing? Something obvious that I've forgotten in the intervening time since I last played this game. Give me a second. Go back to Kaufman's room. On the same trip back home from my grandpa's funeral, we went to my local mall that I used to go to when I was really little and remembered how fun it was. Of course, when I go back, it's nearly dead. Yeah, it's... Thanks for sharing that, by the way. Something really horrible about that sort of realization. But also something, I don't know, maybe comforting in that, you know, you sort of realize, oh, time passes and we can't do anything about it, but all we can do is adapt and remember the good times, you know. But there is still something like really disturbing about the realization too, and we all come to that realization in different ways and at different times. But yes, I was about to say exactly that I think it's better to learn that relatively young because it makes you enjoy everything more. It really makes you treasure everything that you experience more, I think. It really has made me maybe not take anything for granted, and just appreciate every opportunity that I get to turn on the microphone and play a horror game and have people tune in. It's just awesome. Okay, where haven't I been? I need to unlock the safe somehow. But I've obviously forgotten how to do that. What am I missing? Let's go for a wee wander again. Go and see if we can go to the burger joint. I don't think we need to go there, but we might as well. Okay, yeah, so we're like a long way And if we go too far along Sandford Street, then that sort of triggers the point of no return. So we don't want to do that. We want to finish the side quest because it's going to give us a better ending. So we want to do that for sure. Dead Mall videos don't hit the same after my real life Dead Mall experience. I can imagine. And I guess, I don't know, that's down to like recognizing that the videos, they can capture a certain mood, but they can never capture exactly how you feel, and how you feel and your own personal experiences will trump what it is that those videos have to offer. Even if those videos can still be like haunting and cool, it's never gonna match up to the personal experience that you had that is infused with nostalgia. And nostalgia seems to be like one of the most driving factors, just in general, of the human race. Just fascinating, just how much nostalgia is used as a crutch by the entertainment industry at so many points. But also, yeah, like, you know, politics and nostalgia is often a crutch there too. No sort of escaping nostalgia's shadow, which is why hauntology is so interesting, because, well, Mark Fisher's hauntology in particular was really revolutionary in tone. Is this what I forgot here? Safe key. Yes, that's what I forgot. Use the safe key. But, you know, just this sort of idea, not just a wishing that things could be different, but or wishing that things could be old rather, but wishing that things could be different, that we can obtain something new out of the old, even as we're sort of disturbed by the past. Yeah, it's very interesting. You might have to define Nasakta, you might have to define urbex for me. I think I know what you're talking about, but urban exploration, yeah. No, it's I agree. It's so fascinating, and that's horror games scratch that itch as well, don't they? The thing people forget is a lot of the time nostalgia doesn't actually feel, once you have that realization. I think, yeah, we can still like be totally like susceptible to nostalgia. I think anyone can. At least like I can definitely still be susceptible to, like, you know, if I'm feeling nostalgic, you know, like I'll go into YouTube and I'll look up some like game soundtracks. That's sort of my way of coping with like nostalgic feelings. It's like, well, we're gonna listen to some old gaming soundtracks while I work, and that scratches the itch, right? But then there's also like, oh, this is what I hate about the rompers. No, go away. Then there's also like the sort of more troubling, like people trying to get you to buy things or do things that you wouldn't normally do because of nostalgia. And I think a lot of people, you know, I think it's, you know, it's pretty trite now to say, right? But like this idea that it's not, you know, it's not nostalgia necessarily that we want. It's not the thing that we want necessarily. It's the feeling that the feeling of being that age or whatnot. It's important. There's the magnet. Of course the magnet is right there. I was thinking, I know it's around here somewhere, but of course it's just sitting on the couch. But we looked in the safe too, which is important. I guess I'm more talking, about the exploited nostalgia, absolutely, where it doesn't feel good to be pandered to. No, it doesn't. And I think once you have that realization that people are sort of mining your nostalgia for for obnoxious reasons. Like if you can tell that they don't care about the subject, you can tell they don't care about, like, I don't know, the franchise or whatever that's being nostalgically mined, then it's pretty disheartening. It's pretty disheartening when you make that realization that whoever is in control just does not care, and are doing it for cynical reasons rather than reasons, creative reasons. But that's the difficult thing about creativity in the modern era that we live in, is that creativity is just like once a big corporation, once a big company's got their hands on the work, on your work, and you leave and they still have the copyright, then obviously and it was a success, then they want to keep like mining that, they want to keep working with that. But you're not there anymore, the team that you work with isn't there anymore, but the franchise is still technically going, and it's just sort of this horrible like zombie at this point. Fallout is a great example of that. Fallout 3, it's like, okay, give them the benefit of the doubt. The atmosphere was still like pretty cool, like the exploration is still pretty cool. New Vegas, obviously, that was made by people who worked on the originals to some degree, and they sort of had the same design philosophy behind it. And then you got like 4, the wheels start to fall off, and then you got 76, which is just like a bonfire, like with gasoline just poured on top of it. It's just crazy. And now they're making a TV show or something. I don't even know anymore. It's just, you sort of tell how crazy it is. What's this? It's like the busted vial I found in the director's office at the hospital. Love the sinister music
Give me
again.
that.
Yeah.
What is this?
Where'd you come from? Hey.
That's none of your business. Instead of messing with that, how about coming up with a way to get out of here?
I'm trying. I was
Shouldn't
hoping.
be hanging around here goofing off.
I wasn't. I was hoping the motorcycle would
What
work.
do you think you're doing? You want to get yourself killed? Get out of here.
Wow.
Okay, take it easy.
Just how obviously, just
Like you
what a
die,
jerk he
keep
is.
your mind on business.
Wow.
Got it?
Got it. No worries. Man, was he pissed. And in such a rush, too. Guess I wasted my time. Better hurry. I'm worried about Cheryl. Don't even care about the show because it's most likely just Fallout 4 and 76, the show. Yeah. It's, I think that there are only so many times you can give a company, I think, the benefit of the doubt before you have to throw in the towel and be like, okay, what you're doing now, some people might like it, but what you're making doesn't have any of what I originally loved the series for. And I think, like, that's probably the realization people have about a lot of series in general. But it's important to have that realization as well, that you can still have the old games, and as long as they're accessible, and playable, which I guess is the big worry as we were just talking about before. But for as long as they're playable, at least we still have them, and we can still share how special those games were with others, that we care about. One of my favorite things, and part of the reason as well, that I do this stuff is to share my favorite games with people. Starfield, like, I've not played it. I've heard so many like just mediocre things about it, and it really just confirmed for me what I've heard. Just sort of confirmed for me that like Bethesda, just not for me anymore. I think I'll stick to my repeated playthroughs of Morrowind and Oblivion as my happy memories, I think.
Oh.
Getting the transition again here to the other world. Not again. No, this time it feels different. rather than shifting from reality to a nightmare. This is more like reality becoming a nightmare. I don't like this feeling, like something bad will happen. No doubt something terrible is going on. I don't think we have a... Do we have a map for this area? We do still, yeah. Go to the lighthouse. Which is also, you know, that's where we end. Shattered Memories as well. That's another game I want to do a video essay on. Really like Shattered Memories. Very fond of it. I think it's very clever. If the new Elder Scrolls is awesome, then awesome. Yeah. But unless they learn from Starfield, it'll just be Skyrim 2. And I think, you know, that's the important thing to recognize. Just sort of like, well, if I've been burned this many times, then if it's great, then fine, you know, maybe I'll pick it up years down the line. But if it's not, then I'm not gonna get worked up about it. I think so many people just get worked up about that kind of stuff. And you can have a good whinge, you know, as we're doing now, but obviously the internet often takes it to extremes, and that's what I don't like to encourage, I don't like to see. I try and make sure that my videos and stuff, that they're a safe, you know, safe, comfortable environment for people to, like, have reasonable chats, but that no one's getting, like, incensed or angry. That's another thing I never want to see my channel become, as some sort of, like,
Sybil,
rage bait or something.
Harry!
Hello again.
how did you get back here?
I followed the sewer. Were you the one who cut the fence?
Yeah,
Why, you heard my gunshot,
I'm
huh?
glad you made it. I was worried about you.
You were worried? Where did you disappear to? Never mind. I want to know what's going on here. What is with this town?
This may sound really off the wall, but listen to me. You've got to believe me. I haven't gone crazy, and I'm not fooling around. At first, I thought I was losing my mind. But now I know I'm not. It's not me. This whole town. It's being invaded by the Otherworld. By a world of someone's nightmarish delusions come to life. Little by little, the invasion is spreading, trying to swallow up everything in darkness. I think I'm finally beginning to understand what that lady was talking about.
Harry, hold on a minute. I don't get it.
Look, I don't understand it all myself. I guess I can't explain it.
Well, what's making this happen?
I don't know that either. But I do know Cheryl is there.
There?
Under whoever created this darkness. Cheryl is somewhere and she needs my help.
Harry, this whole thing's been a major blow to you. You need to rest.
Sybil,
The demon is awakening, spreading those wings.
No, it's just went to make an entrance.
Dahlia Gillespie.
Was it not as I said? I see it all now. Yes, everything. Hungry for sacrifice, the demon will swallow up the land. I knew this day would come. And what's more, the task is almost finished.
Music is so good.
Two left. To seal this town to the abyss, the mark of Samael. When it is completed, all is lost. Even in daytime, darkness will cover the sun. The dead will walk and martyrs will burn in the fires of hell. Everyone will die.
I love how impassive everyone is.
So what am I supposed to do? I've got to save Cheryl.
It is simple.
Sybil's just like, what the fuck is going on?
The demon taking that child's form. Stop it before your daughter becomes a sacrifice. Before it is too late. Stop it! Stop it!
What do I do?
Go to the lighthouse on the lake. And to the center of the amusement park. Make haste. You are the only hope.
Oh, gee,
Look,
thanks.
Harry, I really don't get what's going on. But if there's a chance we can save your daughter, I'm in. I'll check out the amusement park.
I wouldn't do that
Go
if
to
I
the
were you.
lighthouse.
Sybil, thanks.
Splitting up, the worst thing you
Need
can
to
do.
use it.
Use what?
The flowers. Only with that can you stop it.
What about Sybil?
Beginning to think this Dahlia woman isn't really as nice as she claims to be. I don't know why I'm getting that vibe, but just a strange sensation that she might be the reason any of the events of Silent Hill, of any of the games, happen. Alright. Ship's wheel. Don't worry about that now, though. Do you want to go boating? And back out we go. Go for another half an hour or so. Yeah, I'm not sure, see if I can get to the end of the amusement park at least. Not sure whether I'll be able to stream again this year. I'm really hoping I will be able to, but if I don't, then I'll be back to finish Silent Hill in January, and to also finish Changeling in January, February, I imagine. Hopefully I'll get some more time, do some fun stuff. Excuse me, Romper. No. Ah! Such annoying enemies. They're not as bad as the Slurpers, though, to be fair, from Silent Hill 3. I think those take the cake. I can never figure out how to deal with them properly. Come back along this way. Maybe get tackled or something again. Yep. Excuse me, coming through. Conserver of ammo. Am I going the right way? Yes. Alright, into the lighthouse we go. Just again, like every room that has noise just has a special soundtrack, or just a special particular ambience. Silent Hill 2's soundtrack is one that I have listened to more, but Silent Hill 1 I would almost argue has, I don't know, they do different things, I guess, but Silent Hill 1's soundtrack is just phenomenal.
Wait.
They're aiming for slightly different things. Damn. Well, I guess we better follow her advice. there anything else? Too late by microseconds. Honestly feel like I'm gonna have to listen to the Silent Hill soundtrack. Just again completely. Okay, so I guess if we head back. Oh. I hate the dogs. Alright. That's nice enough to teleport us back to the boat.
Sybil hasn't come back.
How strange.
That creep's sure to show up at the amusement park pretty soon. Let me be on time.
Save it again here. Sort of feels unnecessary to save at the lighthouse, but I guess if you get killed by the dogs, it might be awkward. Alright, here we come, amusement park. Let's go. So we're just, gonna go to the amusement park. I can't remember if I need to have watched the videotape to get the best ending. To be honest, normally I just go for the Kaufman ending and be done with it, but probably should actually try and save her, right? Oh. I gotta go through some more sewers. Sybil have gotten to the amusement park from here? Yes. Down we go. Alrighty. Wonder what that could have been. Not good, whatever it is. There is a sewer map connecting to amusement park. Take it, yes. A lot of markings on the wall here. You really do get a sense of proper finality from this section. We're really building up to the end here, and just some really freaky imagery, and the sounds of the hanged scratcher enemies, just so good. I used the concept of the hanged scratcher enemies as a stalker enemy in another tabletop campaign I ran. Yeah, I lifted a few things from the original Silent Hill. Run, 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 run. Just driving, just amazing. But then absolutely no urgency as he's climbing the ladder. We got this really pounding, pulsing music, but nothing as we're climbing the ladder, just absolutely nothing. So I'll take my sweet time, thank you very much. And before, I should have commented, those are the other child enemy types. They randomly show up here. You get these, creatures with knives. Look suspiciously like children. Which makes sense, because we're at the amusement park, but it would have also made sense at the school, but that's alright. Anything creepier than the uncanny, dissonant feeling of carnival music in the middle of nothing? Yeah, there's plenty of things creepier actually, but it still works wonders. The sense of the uncanny, of things not being as they should, often does enough to really freak us out. No, excuse me. What the? Alright, thank you. I want to go on the ride. No. Just want to have fun. It's all very disappointing. You pay for a ticket, can't even go on the ride. And obviously here you get a nice callback to this particular save point in Silent Hill 3, where Heather can read the notes that he left there. Yeah. I haven't mentioned how much I love this series, so I love this series. I feel so bad, as I promised so many times to myself. I was like, I'm going to put out Silent Hill 3 videos this year. At least I was still able to stream a full playthrough of it in the one sitting. That was a lot of fun. But I was supposed to release 2 video essays, and the scripts are completed. I just have not had the time or the energy. But next year, they're in the pipeline. They are in the pipeline. Sybil, how's it going? Another great cutscene there. You missed. Yeah, take that. Such disgusting. It's such a disgusting parasite. Just that thing. Sort of barely tell what it is.
Sybil.
But it sort of looks like a
Wake up.
cross
Snap
between
out of
like
it.
a worm and a fetus sort of thing.
Sybil.
Harry, what happened?
Shh. Don't talk. I'll take care of you.
Cool. So we managed to
Harry.
save her.
Why did they take your daughter? Why her?
I'm not sure myself. But, you know, Cheryl isn't my biological daughter. I actually haven't told her yet. She probably already knows anyway, though. We found her abandoned on the side of the highway. Nobody knew where she came from. We didn't have any kids of our own. My wife was sick, and it didn't look like she was getting any better. So we took Cheryl in.
So in that case,
There might be some connection between Cheryl and this town.
so what do you do now?
Cheryl is my daughter. I will save her no matter what.
That's a good dad. Great wee abstract cutscene there as well. Just the circling around the merry-go-round. Well, 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 look who it is.
I figured you'd show. Hold it right there. I don't know who you are or what you're trying to do, and I don't care. Just one thing. Let Cheryl go. That's all I ask. What?
I love that effect as well.
What is this?
Why, the Cage of Peace, of course. Named after like a Prince of Hell or something. Which totally indicates what a good Cage of Peace it is.
Give me back my daughter.
We meet at last, Alessa.
Dahlia Gillespie? Where's Cheryl? Where is she?
Alessa. This is the end of your little game.
Mama?
Could she be...
You've been a ghastly little pest, haven't you, Alessa? I was careless, thinking you couldn't escape from our spell. But Mommy didn't know how much you'd grown.
Just a horrible, horrible character. So easy to hate.
But what a pity, yes? Now you're half indebted to this man for his help.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Alessa, my dear little girl, there is one thing left I need you to do for me.
No! Get away from me!
Bad girl. Everything is ready. Let's go home.
What's going on here?
The subtleties of the facial animation, just even in these quick scenes, just amazing.
Lisa,
Sort of
what happened?
every time I feel like I
Alyssa?
forget just
Dahlia?
how good this game is.
Harry, listen.
I'm blown away every time.
Something you said before has been bothering me. I just can't get it out of my head.
What is it, Lisa?
So I went to look in the basement, even though I was scared as hell. Like you said, there were these creepy rooms, but nothing really unusual down there. But while I was down there, I got this weird feeling. Like I'd been there before. Like something happened there, but I can't quite remember somehow. What was it? Harry, help me. I'm so scared. I can't take this.
It's only a temporary thing. You're in shock from when you were knocked out. Don't fret about it. You'll remember after a while.
No. You don't understand.
Wait! Where do you think you're going?
Damn, what's that? That sound. From down there. It's coming from the basement. Guess we got no choice. Sorry, Nosector, I just realized I didn't reply to, no point to actually hate any of these people, it's just disappointment. What a good camera angle this as well. But yeah, you're 100% right in that. It's, there's no need to hate anybody involved. It's just, yeah, just sort of a bit of sadness.
Summoned. What happened in this town? What could be making things like this? I have a feeling if I take the elevator down, I'll find it. Cheryl.
Alrighty. We'll do this next wee section if we have time. And then I'll be on my way. I think. Yeah, but hopefully I'll be able to do one more stream this year to finish. The word Farlek is carved on the door. Maybe I'll just have to get to the next save point. Birdcage is locked. Yeah, I might just get to the next save point because I feel like leaving it in nowhere is probably a pretty good place to leave it. There's a key in the faucet, but I can't get it out no matter how much I pull. Hello. Fire hammer beats everything. I feel. Alright, if we go down to the basement, then yeah, we sort of. This is really where everything starts to become unraveled. Go home, thief, drop dead. Just, you feel so bad for Alyssa by the time this segment ends, or even right now, to be honest. I live the worst life. There's a screwdriver, take it. Pliers, take them, yes. Just the tools I need. It's such an interesting concept for an area. To have it stitched together from assets from the rest of the game, basically. Areas that you've already been to, but reframed in ways that sort of expose the truth behind everything. Old clock. There's a square hole in the center of the clock. The hands of the clock. It's a key. Can't get to it because of the glass cover. So there's the save point in there. What I'm gonna do... Just use the pliers to get the key out. And then we'll finish up, I think. And then I'll have, the rest of this area. We're in the last area now. So good place to finish for next time. Use the pliers. Get the key out. And then we'll go save the game. Alright. And hopefully, yeah, I'll have some time. That was the store. Yep. Cool. And yeah, like, we're back. Like, this is what's so good about the first Silent Hill. Just this room, just reframed. where before it was so quiet. Now you've got this bell sound going over and over again, almost like this sort of heartbeat noise. None of the stuff is any use. Oh, there was a hole in this wall before. I like how you can, you can still interact with it. Anyway, thanks everyone. I really appreciate it. All the support. If this does happen to be my last stream for 2023, I'd just like to say again, just thank you everyone for the great year. I've had a fantastic time, a lot of fun streaming, a lot of fun making videos. The support, just out of this world. I really appreciate it. Appreciate everyone watching. Just know that I'm extremely grateful, and I plan to just keep on working even harder next year, making some great stuff. See you guys when I see you. Thank you.